Hello aspirants, welcome to GDC English classes and welcome to Pharma Thunderstorm series. So in this series, we will take one topic and after that a discussion of particular topic, we will discuss a few MCQs around 5 to 6 MCQs on particular topic. So like these videos definitely will helpful for you regarding preparation of your GPAT, NIPER, drug inspector and pharmacist and other pharma related competitive examinations. I hope you already know that the GDC English classes is specially designed for the South Indian region students from Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra as well as Telangana. And in this session, we will focus on introduction about receptors and also a small discussion on ion channel receptors along with their examples and importance. So, what is receptor? So, coming to the point simply, so receptor is nothing but a large molecule that is protein in nature provides a binding site for the ligand molecule. It provides a binding site for the ligand molecule. So receptor is a simply large molecule. So it is a large molecule. That large molecule is a protein in nature and it provides a binding site for the ligand molecule. Provides a binding site for ligand molecule. This ligand molecule in endogenous in the body. So it may be hormone, vitamin, neurotransmitter, etc. If this ligand is from outside of the body, generally it is known as drug. And here it is the receptor and this receptor provides a binding site for the ligand molecule. Because so why there is a need of receptor? Why there is a need of receptor? Because if you gone through the pharmacology, there are many number of drugs are there. So there is a drugs acting on CNS, drugs acting on CVS, cardiovascular system, drugs acting on respiratory system, drugs acting on GIT, drugs acting on urinary system, drugs acting on the endocrine system, drugs acting on the reproductive system. There are many number of drugs are there. Whatever it may be the drug, it should enter into the body. After entering into the body, it should bind to the target, nothing but it's a receptor. For example, phenylephrine will bind to alpha-1 receptor. Benzodiazepine barbiturates will bind to GABA receptor. Like that, to show their action, any drug to show their action, it should bind to the a binding site, nothing but receptor. After binding to the receptor only, based on its nature, the drug may shows agonism, the drug may shows antagonism, the drug may shows partial agonism, the drug may shows inverse agonism. Okay, so this is depend on the interaction between. For example, I am the son. So as a son, I have a interaction with my mother in different manner, with father with a different manner, with girlfriend with different manner. Like the same person with mother, different interaction. With father, different interaction. With girlfriend, different interaction. With a friend, different interaction. Like that also, in the drugs, there is a agonist will be there, antagonist will be there, partial agonist will be there, as well as inverse agonist will be there. But this type of action is because of when they interacting with the receptor. When they interacting with the receptor. For example, adenine binds to beta 1 receptor and increases cardiac muscle contraction, increases blood pressure. When propranolol binds to beta 1 receptor, it blocks the beta 1 receptor, decreases cardiac muscle contraction, decreases blood pressure. There are many number of drugs, but when the drug binding to the receptor based on interaction, the drug may be agonist, antagonist, partial agonist, as well as the inverse agonist. And coming to the terminology, the term receptor coined by, first given by G. Clark, as well as Lansley. So Lansley as well as Clark are the two persons. They gave the terminology receptor. They gave the terminology receptor. As you know that receptors are nothing but binding elements. They provide a binding site for the ligand molecule. The ligand may be neurotransmitter, hormone, vitamin, whatever it may be. If the ligand is outside body, it is known as a drug molecule. So receptors are essential for the pharmacological action. Drug bind to the receptor to show its action. And receptors are like formulas for the pharmacology. For example, You can take one example as a alpha 1 receptor. The location of alpha 1 receptor is on blood vessel. So to this alpha 1 receptor, generally noradrenaline as a ligand will bind. Noradrenaline is ligand for alpha 1 receptor. Alpha 1 receptors are located on the blood vessel. When noradrenaline binds, what will happen? There is a contraction of blood vessel, because blood vessel is a smooth muscle. When noradrenaline bind to alpha 1 receptor, so alpha 1 receptor present on the blood vessel. So stimulation or agonism of alpha 1 receptor because of noradrenaline, it causes contraction of blood vessel that leads to increase in blood pressure. So excess stimulation of alpha 1 receptor in presence of noradrenaline increases blood pressure. That's why selective alpha 1 blockers, like Josins, selective alpha 1 blockers like Josins, alpha-josin, terajosin, doxazosin. These drugs block these alpha 1 receptors present in the blood vessel and helps in the treatment of blood pressure as well as severe hypertension. So why I mentioned here this simply, so generally if you know, okay, alpha 1 receptor present on the blood vessel, if alpha 1 receptors are agonized, it may lead to increase in blood pressure. If excess blood pressure is there, we can block alpha 1 receptors by using antagonist and helps in the treatment of hypertension. So first we have to know what is the receptor, what is the location of receptor, what happen if that receptor is agonized, what happen if that receptor is antagonized. So for this purpose, first we have to go through the receptor pharmacology. So in this part, we will mainly focus on what is a receptor, what is the importance of receptor, and have a little bit discussion on one of the type of receptors in the body, ion channel receptor. So this is a small introduction regarding what is the receptor, why we have to study the receptor before entering into the drugs acting on ANS, CNS, CVS, endocrine, etc., etc., etc. Because every drug should bind to its binding site receptor to show their pharmacological action. So before going into in detail, we have to know about what is the receptor, what are the different types of receptors, and especially based on binding site, based on the interaction, the receptors in the body, they categorize into mainly four types. In that, first one is the ion channel receptor. Second one will be the G protein coupled receptor. Receptors. And third one will be the enzyme linked receptors. Fourth one is the nuclear receptors. So here, so receptor is nothing but it is a binding element. It provides a binding site for the ligand. Ligand is a binding substance. It may be drug from outside of the body. It may be inside the body in the form of hormone, neurotransmitter, vitamin, etc., etc. So here, this is the receptor. Here it is the receptor to this ligand molecule bind. And there are many n number of receptors are present in the body. For our convenience, for our understanding, that receptors are mainly categorized into four types. So mainly categorized into the four types. That four types are simply ion channel receptors. So here receptor is interlinked with the ion channel. So like sodium ion channel, potassium ion channel, chloride ion channel, etc. And G protein coupled receptor. Here receptor is interlinked with coupled with the G protein. And here enzyme linked receptor. Here receptor is interacting with enzyme, and enzymes are essential for activation of these receptors. That's why these receptors are known as enzyme linked receptors. And here nuclear receptors. And the fourth one is the nuclear receptor. So here receptors are interacting with the nucleus for their activation, for their pharmacological action. We will discuss in detail in the upcoming videos. So first we will focus on the ion channel receptors, especially receptors like ion channel receptor, G protein coupled receptors are known as intercellular. They are known as intercellular receptor. When coming to nuclear receptors, the nuclear receptors comes under the category of intracellular, because nuclear receptors located within the cell, intracellular, and these are generally located between the cell membrane, through the cell membrane, between the two cell membranes. That's why these are intercellular, in between the two cell membranes, and these are located within the cell, intracellular receptors. So here this is regarding a general introduction about what is simply receptor, why receptors are important to understand whole pharmacology regarding drugs and their mechanism. Okay, and what are the four types of receptors? Clearly, I discussed and mentioned here. And now we mainly focus on the ion channel receptors. We mainly focus on the ion channel receptors. So, this ion channel receptors, nothing but here receptor is interlinked with the ions. So ion channels are interlinked with the receptor. These ion channel receptors are also known as ionotropic receptors. Ionotropic receptor. And these receptors are also known as fast acting receptors. These receptors also known as fast acting, also known as a fast acting receptor. Why these receptors are known as fast acting receptors? Because these receptors shows their action within milliseconds. When a ligand bind to these receptors, the action is within the milliseconds. That's why these receptors are known as fast acting receptors. And especially these receptors are known as fast acting receptors because they also involves in generation of a action potential, nothing but impulse, and also involves in the muscle contractions. For example, there is a impulse generation. So for the impulse generation action potential, there is a involvement of neurons. Communication between the neurons happens within milliseconds. So and also muscle contraction. For example, I want to hold this pen. So I am holding this pen, okay, but within the milliseconds, within my hand, some impulses are generating to make my muscle contract. So generation of an action potential and muscle contractions are happen immediately, even without our control also, not control, unconsciousness also. For example, I'm explaining and I hold this pen. So unconsciously. So within milliseconds the actions are happening. That's why these receptors are also known as a fast acting receptors. These receptors are also known as fast acting receptors. And especially here there are two types of ion channel receptors for our convenience purpose. What are the two types? One is a voltage gated ion channels. Voltage gated ion channel receptors, as well as second one is the ligand gated ion channel receptors. So these ion channel receptors are mainly two categories. One is voltage gated, another one is the ligand gated. So nothing but it is voltage or it is maybe ligand. That may be type like they may be sodium, potassium, they may be calcium, they may be chloride, there may be magnesium, etc. etc. But voltage gated and ligand gated. So what is the difference between these two? That is very simple. Voltage gated means activation of stimulation of this type of voltage gated ion channels requires a voltage difference in the form of -70, -50, +10, +30. Voltage difference will make stimulation of this voltage gated type of ion channels. When coming to ligand gated, so ligand gated means just binding of an ligand in the form of sodium. For example, for sodium ligand gated channel. Potassium is a ligand for potassium ligand gated channel. So this type of channel requires just binding of a ligand. So just binding of a ligand will stimulate the receptor, nothing but ion channel. So voltage difference is the key to stimulation of this voltage gated ion channels, and ligand is a key for stimulation of this ligand gated ion channel. So based on this difference, ion channels are generally voltage gated ion channels as well as ligand gated ion channels. Okay, and especially the ion channels are generally pentameric in nature. Ion channels regarding their structure, they are pentameric in nature. Pentameric in nature means they contains a 5 subunits in their structure. 5 subunits in their structure. So here 2 alpha subunits, 2 beta subunits, 1 gamma subunit will be there. So generally ion channel structure is like a pentameric in nature. They contain 5 subunits. In that 5 subunits, I clearly mentioned here 2 subunits are alpha subunits, 2 subunits are beta subunits, and 1 subunit is a gamma subunit. They are arranged as a pentameric in nature. So 2 alpha, 2 beta, 1 gamma as a pentameric in nature. Ion channels are pentameric in nature. This is a simple introduction about ion channel receptor. What is ion channel receptor? Why they known as fast acting receptors? What are the general functions they involve? And how why they differentiated as a voltage gated as well as a ligand gated, and how regarding the structure they look like pentameric structure. And here the main thing we have to focus on the examples. There are many examples are there. I will quote some 5 examples that are very important regarding our pharmacology along with their drugs action. So now we have to look into the examples of this ion channel receptors. Examples of this ion channel receptors. Okay. So regarding the examples of ion channel receptor. Examples of ion channel are ionotropic receptors. First example will goes to the nicotinic receptors. So nicotinic receptors comes under the parasympathetic nervous system. There are 2 types of nicotinic receptor. One is NM, one is NN. So this NM is nothing but a nicotinic muscle type located on the skeletal muscle, nothing but neuromuscular junction. And this NN is nothing but autonomic ganglia or neuronal ganglia located on the ganglia. Even on located on adrenal medulla also of adrenal gland. So 2 types of nicotinic receptors present in the parasympathetic nervous system. These 2 type of nicotinic receptors are comes under ion channel or ionotropic receptors. Ion channel or ionotropic receptor. Next, come to GABA receptors. Gamma aminobutyric acid. GABA nothing but gamma aminobutyric acid. There are generally 3 types of GABA receptor. GABA A, B, C. So GABA nothing but gamma aminobutyric acid, one of the inhibitory neurotransmitter in the central nervous system, produces a postsynaptic inhibitory potential. Okay. So regarding example, nicotinic receptor, 2 types of nicotinic receptor, NM, nicotinic muscle type, NN, nicotinic neuronal type. Okay. And here the GABA, 3 types of GABA receptor A, B, C. GABA B comes under G protein coupled receptor, and the GABA A and C are belongs to the ion channel or ionotropic receptor. You know that drugs like general anesthetics, drugs like benzodiazepines, barbiturates, they shows their action to the GABA receptors. Next, glycine receptor. So glycine is also one of the inhibitory neurotransmitter, mainly highly concentrated in the spinal cord. GABA present in both brain as well as spinal cord, but glycine is highly concentrated in the spinal cord. So glycine will bind to the receptor, glycine receptor. Glycine also a inhibitory neurotransmitter, produces inhibitory postsynaptic potential in the central nervous system. So nicotinic receptors, GABA receptors, glycine receptor. Both GABA glycine in the form of amino acids, they are major inhibitory neurotransmitters in the central nervous system. They produce inhibitory postsynaptic potentials in the central nervous system. Next, and other example regarding this ion channel receptor is serotonin type 3. Another example is serotonin type 3. I hope you know that there are nearly 7 types of serotonin receptors. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 types of serotonin receptors are there. Among that, only serotonin type 3. Only serotonin type 3 belongs to the ion channel receptor. Especially the serotonin type 3 receptor present in the CTZ. Stimulation of this CTZ. Stimulation of CTZ nothing but CTZ, chemoreceptor trigger zone. Stimulation of this CTZ because when serotonin type 3 receptors are activated in the CTZ, so it leads to stimulation, triggering of the chemoreceptor trigger zone that produces vomiting. So there are many neurotransmitters involved in the vomiting, especially here, if you remember, selective serotonin type 3 antagonist. Selective serotonin type 3 antagonist like ondansetron. Ondansetron. So ondansetron, granisetron, polanosetron. So all setron, SCTRON, all setrons generally selective serotonin type 3 receptor blocker used as a anti-emetics. Highly specific selective serotonin 3 receptor blocker. They act on the CTZ and helps in the treatment of vomiting, nothing but they are anti-emetic. So serotonin type 3 receptor comes under ion channel receptor. Next, glutamate inotropic. So glutamate is comes under G protein as well as a glutamate also comes under ion channel. So glutamate inotropic means they belong to ion channel or inotropic receptors or fast acting receptor. So examples like NMDA, examples like AMPA, examples like quisqualic acid, quisqualic acid, quisqualic acid. So nicotinic receptors two types: nicotinic muscle type, nicotinic neuronal or nicotinic ganglion, and then the three types of GABA receptor. In that GABA B G protein coupled receptor, glycine receptor, serotonin type 3 receptor, also ion channel receptors. They stimulate the CTZ, may produce vomiting. That's why selective blockers of serotonin type 3 used as antiemetics. Next, glutamate ionotropic receptors. So, glutamate metabotropic. If you studied in the book as a glutamate metabotropic, they belong to G protein coupled receptor. Okay. So, here glutamate ionotropic three subtypes NMDA, AMPA, quisqualic acid, also known as kyanic acid receptors. Kyanic acid receptors. And if you found that glutamate metabotropic, if you found that in the textbook that is a mentioned as the glutamate metabotropic receptor, that is G protein couple, because G protein couple receptors also known as metabotropic. So glutamate is present in the ion channel receptors, G protein couple receptor. To easily remembering regarding that, in the textbooks they mentioned as a glutamate metabotropic in the form of GLU-M1, GLU-M2, M3 like that. So GLU means glutamate, M means metabotropic. So metabotropic receptors is other name for G protein coupled receptor. So this is simply regarding. So receptor is nothing but receptor is a large molecule protein in nature, provides a binding site for ligand molecule to produce pharmacological action. So receptors, in the receptors, there are mainly four types: ion channel receptor, G protein couple receptor, enzyme linked receptor, nuclear receptor. In that receptor, we discussed regarding ion channel receptors. So the examples of ion channel receptors like nicotinic receptors two types, GABA receptors A and C type, glycine receptor, serotonin type 3 receptor, and glutamate ionotropic receptors. Even some other examples also there, but here we mention some examples regarding the drug examples. Nothing but especially we will come across these receptors through our drugs and their mechanism. Okay, so based on this receptor introduction and discussion of ion channel receptors, we will see some MCQs here. So here the first MCQ is time scale of ion channel receptor is. So time scale is nothing but when a ligand molecule when a ligand molecule bind to ion channel receptor, it shows a action. So how much time it will taken? So ion channel receptors are taken how much time? So milliseconds, minutes, hours, days. Ion channel receptors also known as fast acting receptors because they shows action within milliseconds. The answer is here milliseconds is the time scale for ion channel receptor to show their action. Next, second question. Regarding second question, CTZ, chemoreceptor trigger zone stimulation interlink with. So NMDA receptor, AMPA receptor, serotonin type 3 receptor, NM nicotinic muscle receptor. I already discussed in detail serotonin type 3 receptor present in the chemoreceptor trigger zone. Activation of this serotonin type 3 receptor in the CTZ stimulate this CTZ vomiting center and produce vomiting. That's why selective serotonin type 3 receptor blockers used as a anti-emetics in the treatment of vomiting. Okay, so answer is here simply serotonin type 3 receptor is having link with the CTZ chemoreceptor trigger zone. Next question. Which of the following is not an ion channel receptor? Which of the following is not an ion channel receptor? Options are like here GABA A, GABA B, GABA C all. As I mentioned clearly, GABA B is belongs to the G protein coupled receptor and GABA C, GABA A are belongs to the ion channel receptor. So the answer is the GABA B. GABA B is not an ion channel receptor, it is an G protein coupled receptor. Okay, so simply GABA B is a G protein coupled receptor. GABA A and C type are ion channel receptor. Next MCQ. Choose odd one among these. So receptor is large molecule, that is true. Receptor is lipid, no receptors are not lipids. Receptor is protein in nature, yes receptors are protein in nature, none. Choose odd one. So large molecule is correct, protein in nature is correct, and lipid nature is receptors are not a lipids, receptors are protein in nature. The answer is receptor is lipid is the odd one in this MCQ. Okay, so Clark Lansley coined the term receptor, transporter, enzyme, vitamin. Simply you know the answer. So Gadam, Clark and Lansley coined the term receptor. Next, last MCQ. Fast acting receptor is. So fast acting receptor is G protein coupled receptor, ion channel receptor, catalytic nothing but enzyme linked receptor. Other name for enzyme linked receptor, catalytic receptor, nuclear receptor. So fast acting receptors are simply ion channel receptors because ion channel receptor shows their action, produce their action within milliseconds. Within milliseconds they can show their action. So this is regarding our thunderstorm class. What is simply receptor? Why receptors are important before entering into the detailed and different topics of nothing but drugs acting on different systems. So, what is receptor? What is the importance of receptor? And in this session, we done with the ion channel receptors along with their examples and some of the MCQs I mentioned clearly. Okay, I hope you are getting the content as well as basics also. If anything is there, you can mention in the chat box. Definitely, I will make changes according to your feedback. All the best. Subscribe to GDC English classes.